What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Nate, still an alcoholic. Today is day 2 of the sobriety journey. I mean, it's technically my 3rd day sober, but I'm just gonna call it day 2 to keep the videos, as linear as possible. Video 1 is day 1, video 2 is day 2, etc. I know in my last video, I said that I was going to make a more elaborate video sharing my story. And since I want to do the same thing with other people, like I want to interview other people who have gotten sober, and I want their videos to be as, elaborate and concise as possible. So I feel like I'd be doing an injustice to myself and them if I didn't do the same for my story. So I'm probably going to save that for, few days down the road, maybe a week down the road. I've been doing these first few videos just in one take as well because I don't know how to edit, or at least it's been a long time since I've tried to edit videos, so I'm probably gonna try to figure that out before I make that my story video. But for now, I can kind of just give you a very brief backstory to how I got here and kind of share how I'm feeling today on day 2. Typically the first couple of days aren't as bad. It's like day 3, 4, 5 that are really, really hard. And then after like the week-ish milestone, it starts to get easier. Definitely feeling the toughness of the day 2, day 3 vibes. But I'm gonna keep it a buck with you guys. It's not gonna get easier. I don't expect it to get easier for me. It's never gotten easier. I've gone a year sober, 7, 8, 9 months sober, and after the year point, it actually started to get harder for me because I just kept missing it so much. And I felt as though I was stable enough to be able to start drinking again, which just was not true. I honestly don't think that I'll ever be able to drink again. I'm just the type of person, and this is probably the case for a lot of alcoholics, where you can't just have one. Once you start, you can't stop. And that's absolutely the case with me. I was never able to just have a couple beers and then call it a night. Like, I was drinking until I go to bed. I would even have a can of beer on my bedside table and wake up in the middle of the night, take a sip, feel good, go back to sleep, and repeat the process. And then as soon as I woke up, take a couple fucking drinks of the beer, toss the can, and just go about my day. And that, was like an everyday thing for me, which obviously is not healthy. So a little bit of backstory here. I went to the dermatologist to look into getting on Accutane. And before you're prescribed the medication, they have you do 2 different tests. They have you do a cholesterol test and they have you do a liver test. They test for ALT levels in your liver, which I could be wrong about this, but I believe ALT is like an enzyme in your liver that gets released if it's like irritated or inflamed. So went and got that lab work done, got the blood work done, got my results back. So a normal adult male should have an ALT level of anywhere from 20 to 40. Mine was 173. So in a weird roundabout way, having bad skin could have saved my life. Like, I wouldn't have known that my ALT levels were so high unless I was trying to get on Accutane. So, that's kind of how, that's a part of how this journey started. There's a lot more to it that I probably won't get into right away because it's, it's still pretty fresh and it's still very new to me, and I don't want to mess anything up or make any people feel any certain type of way by saying something about that. It is something that I do want to address down the road, though. I just don't think right now is the best time to do that. But yeah, that's kind of how that's a small part of how it started. It's been something that I've wanted to do for a little while. You know, alcohol has just like, it's fucked up so many different things in my life. It's fucked up relationships, motivation, you know, creativity, everything. Like when you're drinking, you just don't care, you know, because you feel fine. Like you feel fine with whatever you're doing, whether that's just like playing video games or sitting on your ass watching TV, which is what I did all the time. I would wake up at 10 o'clock, go to work at 11, home by 8:39, ass on the couch, 6-pack of beer, repeat. And I don't want to live a life like that anymore. I want to live a life worth sharing. I want to live a life that involves more than just watching TV all the time and getting drunk. And that's what I'm trying to do now. So, you know, I'm genuinely excited about this process. I'm really excited about the channel. I have some really awesome plans. I've already reached out to quite a few people who have gotten sober themselves and are down to be interviewed. So I'm super excited about that. I think that'll be awesome for, you know, all parties involved. It'll kind of give them a chance to share their story and get some stuff off their chest. You know, I think a big part of staying sober for a lot of people is talking about it and, you know, having their voice heard. And I think, you know, that was a big motivating factor for me, for sure, was like helping other people do the same. And that, like, to me, that's like a dopamine rush in itself, is, you know, hearing somebody's story, you know, just knowing that you help them out and change their lives is like better than any drug ever. So really excited about that. I would like to, you know, do some like Q&As, things like that, depending on how successful the channel is. I mean, I don't expect it to really, you know, garner that many views, but that's okay. I'm not in this for the money or the fame or any of that. I'm not even going to try to like monetize these videos. I mean, unless they get a bunch of views, then I'm like, you know, I kind of have to at that point. It'd be stupid of me not to. But that's not the point. The point is to share my story, to give other people a platform to share theirs, and to, number one, just hold myself accountable. You know, I think that I've already made this announcement to people that I'm going to be posting videos every day, and I can't let them down. I can't let myself down. I can't say that I'm going to do something and then just not do it. Like, I've done that for so long, and I really want to change that. Like, I want to be able to say that I'm going to do something and follow through with it. And I think that holding myself to posting daily videos is really going to help out with that, you know, along with therapy, getting my skin right, and the confidence aspect of it too. You know, just improving relationships with friends, family. I think that's, you know, all of those things are just going to help me stay sober, get sober, and stay sober. So I am very excited about, you know, this channel. This is like the first thing I've been excited about in a while. So probably just gonna leave it at that for today. I will make a longer video sharing my backstory, kind of going into the more personal stuff, and hopefully I'll, you know, have some editing skills, or at least like some better equipment by then, so I can make like an actual nice polished video. But yeah, it's your boy Nasty Nate. I will see you guys tomorrow.